Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Threesome Fantasy Premier League podcast. You're here with me, Phil. Mike is over there as well. How are you, Mike?
Howdy, partner. Very well, thank you. Yeah, yourself.
Oh, what an enthusiastic introduction.
Keen as mustard today.
Oh, love that. Anthony, how are you?
I am feeling absolutely super. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, thanks, mate. I'm all right. So it's we're recording Tuesday lunchtime. We're halfway through a game week, which we don't really like recording like this, but we have really no option. There's games every day this week, and the new game week starts Friday, I think. So we may as well do our quick game week rundown to see how we're getting on so far. But obviously, it's not complete. So let's see. Who should we go with first? Mike, how's your game week going?
Well, actually, it's been one of my better weeks this week. Excuse the hubbub in the background. I'm in a busy office. But yeah, so far 53 with 4 players still to play. So yeah, not too bad. Patricio and Cody both came in and got me 6 and 7 respectively. Alexander-Arnold with the assist last night got me 8. Lingard 7. And Kane captained, so doubles up from 12 to 24. Outside of that, Salah got me 1, and Odegaard didn't play. Unfortunately, my bench is looking pretty ropey because Odegaard would flip to Cresswell, but Cresswell didn't play, so it flips to Dawson, who got sent off and brings me in a -3. But yeah, look, 4 to play with. So I'll be down to 50, won't I? So 50 with 4 to play. I'll take that.
You got to love -3 coming off the bench.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, that's
not great, mate.
Not what you need. That is not what you need at all. My game week's going okay. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players to play plus 2 Spurs to play again. But I'm currently sat on 54. Trent somehow got 3 bonus points last night, so he got me 8 points. Lingard 7. I decided to play the triple captain on Kane. 36 points, and Salah got 1. And as I mentioned last week, I was bringing in Son, who's got 2 so far. We will talk about Spurs in a bit, but yeah, that's me. I'm on 54 at the moment, triple captain. Unfortunately, it looks like Kane's out for the next game, which was entirely predictable. So that leaves us to Ant to see how his team was. And before you read through your team, I just want to play a little audio clip from last week, if that's all right.
Go for it, mate.
Bear in mind that I'm trying to chase you down in the league.
Okay.
So, but no, I say that now. If you beat me by another 30 or 40 points this week, then I may well be.
Are you not tempted to look at my team and take, I don't know, a 20-point hit to make sure you've got exactly the same, and that way I can't catch you up?
Well, that's also very boring, and I am also my own man. I like to think for myself, mate. I have got my own team, my own tactics. I could do that, but that would be incredibly boring.
Yeah. So interesting. So bearing that in mind, Ant,
I sense a plot twist.
How's your game week gone? Did you make any transfers this week?
Might have done. Might have made 3 transfers. Yeah, might have brought in a couple of players that other people have gone for recently.
It's been a wholly controversial week for Anthony Kellett this week. But yeah, let's do this bit first. You know
why?
What? We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the real elephant in the room in a moment.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm also sat here in the 50s, boys. But yeah, I did bring in Jesse Lingard and Ian Acho. Not to copy you, Phil. I am my own man, as we've just discussed. But
clearly, and who else did you bring in? Who I said I was bringing
in? Son.
Cool. So all 3 transfers have covered me off. Is that not correct?
It might be. It might be. I mean, but
that would be
biggest form of flattery.
Entirely boring.
Yes, it would be, but needs must at this time of the season, my friend.
Oh dear.
No, I genuinely didn't. I didn't know you had all 3, but yeah, I did jump on the bandwagon with a few of those. I mean,
it smacks of a lack of integrity.
Yep.
Which leads me to talk about this week's punts.
Indeed, boys.
So the loser
last week's punts, surely.
Yeah, the loser of the previous week's punts was yourself, Anthony. And your captain was due to be picked by Asmina.
Asmeen.
Asmeen, yep, indeed.
Yeah. And who did he pick?
He picked Kane, and he told me to triple captain him.
No,
What?
no. Kane, add a letter.
What? Oh
Keen.
no! Hang on a minute. Let me just check my Twitter notifications. Here we go.
No, I'm not.
Here we
I'm not
go.
buying this.
Let's have a little look. He said,
I'm having none of this.
This is awkward.
This is pathetic. This is not a
here we
BAFTA winning performance. Go on.
he said, Phil said, he's a big fan of Michael Keane.
Yes, I said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, and he replied with, "Oh, Keane. Oh dear,
Yeah.
boys.
Oh, this has just
Oh,
occurred
dear.
to you, has it? This has just occurred to you now. At time of recording, it's just dawned on you that
And he even put the little captain, the triple captain sign next to it as well.
Hmm.
Oh no, boys.
So you're
dear.
sorry, you're playing this out like you genuinely thought he told you to captain Kane.
Absolutely. It's a typo, boys. I did it in a rush.
What's a
That's it. I
typo?
thought-
Sorry, because you didn't type anything. What's a typo?
Sorry, I
It's-
misread it as a typo, and
Oh,
I
did
thought
you?
he put Kane as captain, not Keane.
Did you? So you
Mm.
you picked Kane. Only during our communication in WhatsApp on Friday in the build up to the Spurs Everton game, there was a bit of a sort of standoff between the two of you. I sensed you were going a bit sulky, Ant.
Not at all. Never.
No. And it was quite apparent from our WhatsApp that you were definitely going to triple captain Kane, not Keane. But you're saying that was purely because you misread the tweet.
Absolutely.
If I
Right.
could just, I don't know if this is salty or not. This is what Anthony said, and I'll quote him. You basically badgered him into picking him. Well done. And then sarcastic clapping emoji.
Hmm.
That's not in any way stroppy. I don't know what you're talking about. There
Mm.
wasn't a swear word included within that message.
So, sorry, just to be clear, at that point, were you really unhappy that he'd asked you to triple captain Kane, as that was your understanding?
Yeah, now I'm just getting confused here, boys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's happening. Yeah, you're falling apart, mate. You're falling apart. You're in the courtroom. You're at the
Okay.
stands.
Okay, yeah. So what happened in truth is that I said to Asmin that Anthony really likes Michael Keane. Now, I meant it in a sort of jovial way,
Asmin knew that. Asmin knew that it was jokey.
but Asmin went with Michael Keane. Now, I'm obviously trying to catch Ant up, and I was triple captaining Kane, and I thought maybe I feel a bit bad in case Asmin didn't realise I was being jokey and genuinely thought that, and then Ant could blame me forever for him not being able to use this triple captain chip at the right time. So, in truth, I phoned Anthony. Sorry to tell you this, Mike. I phoned Anthony and said that I would prefer to beat him mano rather than to actually, because a listener has stitched them up.
It's interesting, isn't it? That there are parallels to be drawn here. We've got two players who are at the top of the league, conspiring against somebody who's the lower league, disregarding his opinion and the integrity of the competition, just to go out and do what they want by their rules.
Well, I mean, if anything, I shouldn't have helped Dan.
No, you shouldn't.
No, you
But-
colluded. You colluded.
Don't you turn on me, Anthony.
No, I'm just going to say at this point that I had Keane set as captain, and you did phone me and plead with me not to, and I quote, because if I beat you now, it would be a hollow victory.
Now, I put it to you, boys. That at the moment, there's some serious threats being made by UEFA and FIFA about the way that collusion has occurred. And I am very much thinking about speaking to the other members of the league and saying, should we just kick these two out? None and void. By which, of the three of us, I win. So...
The only trouble with this is that me and Phil aren't doing this to get rich.
This is true.
Well, but
very
rich
much
in
so.
rich in good feelings. Rich in good feelings, and yeah, not happy, boys. Not happy. This is the first and last time it happens. Let me tell you now.
I felt guilt because I genuinely thought that Asmin might have believed me, and I didn't have time to go back to him and say, are you sure about that,
I think
mate?
Asmin could read between the lines. It was a bit of banter, and we were hoping that we'd pick Ant. The listeners do have the opportunity to, I believe, you save or shaft our game weeks. I believe that was your catchphrase at the start of the season, Phil.
absolutely. I mean, let's not
Yeah.
forget that Lewis Pearson picked Kyle Walker-Peters as my captain, which was an absolute attempt to shaft my team and something that will probably never be forgiven.
And yet a phone call didn't come from Ant that weekend to say, "Oh, don't worry, Phil. Just
No, I'm not as nice as Phil. I was reveling
is
in the fact that
interesting.
Ed Walker Peters.
yeah." All right, look.
I'll tell you what,
Lesson learned,
boys.
boys. Let's just
I'll
make
tell
sure
you
this never happens again. Because if you do end up winning this season and over myself, and there's every chance of a 450 point lead that you might, there'll be an asterisk. There'll be an asterisk by your name in the league.
All I'll say is that although I was slightly stroppy about it, I had Michael Keane as set as captain, and I was playing the game, and I said to Phil, "It's fine. It's part of the game. It is what it is." But who am I to turn against my friend who's pleading down the phone to me? Sounded almost tearful.
I mean,
So
the thing is,
I don't think I
Ant,
did
in a
anything
way,
negative, boys.
Ant guilted me into this with his.
What?
No, that's what happened really. Because if you look at the WhatsApp messages, I sent a lot of laughing emojis when a screenshot of Asmin saying "Keen." Mike then replied with "ha ha 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 ha."
Well,
Yeah.
And then Ant very grumpily said "Congratulations."
Yeah.
And then went on to say you basically badgered him into it. So you guilted me, and I don't think I can take the blame for this. But we'll move on to.
I'll tell you who can't take any blame for this. Me.
You?
Yeah.
UEFA?
Therefore, there'll be no asterisks against my name, lads. Anyway,
I bet you whoever comes 102nd, if you're finishing 101st, is that way back you are? Yeah.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be gutted to see no asterisks. Okay, so let's move on. We'll quickly chat. We don't need to all talk about the Super League. We know it's happening. We know it's a bad thing. Actually, I don't think it will happen.
Sorry, just to confirm, up to 92 in the league. Carry on.
Oh, nice one.
Hello.
How do you boys? Are you kind of thinking the same as Ian Holloway, who has said, and I will quote, that the Super League plans are a betrayal to the memory of Prince Philip?
Did he actually say that?
Incredible.
Oh my goodness! No, I wouldn't say that, but it is. I think it's been covered, hasn't it? There's we don't need to get into too much detail, but yeah, I think with all three of us in agreement that it's an absolute disgrace, and we pray that it doesn't actually come to fruition, because football as we know it won't ever be the same again if it does. That's for sure.
Do you know what? I hope it does.
Really?
Controversial. I hope it does, but probably for different reasons to the owners. If I can take you back 30 years, lads, just before you were born, I was roughly.
Well, not okay. Yeah.
I was on the terraces at AFC Bournemouth. I was watching Trevor Aylott, Paul Molden, Paul Morrell running around earning, I don't know, 300 quid a week. They were my idols. They were in a Bournemouth strip. They were at our ground. It felt full to me at the time. It was probably 4,000 fans, and I loved it. I lived for it every week. That was my religion to all intents and purposes. I loved going week in, week out and doing that. It doesn't matter to me whether we've got the best players in the world playing in our league. It doesn't matter to me really whether we're in the top league or not, and whether we're playing against the top teams. What I want to do is go and watch my team week in, week out. And having to pay a fortune for the privilege just because the standard is supposedly higher, sort of lost on me. And I probably shouldn't say that really as an employee of a kind of heir to a Premier League team. But I'm watching my team in their strip at our ground. That's what I want to do on a Saturday afternoon. I don't want to have to pay 40 quid upwards for a ticket. I don't want to have to fight with thousands of others to get a seat. I don't want to pay hundreds of pounds a month to get, HD Sky Sports coverage. They can all bug off as far as I'm concerned. Just go. Just go. Because actually the money that they're gonna bring in and that's gonna make these clubs richer, it's not gonna be passed down to the fans. Fans aren't going to be getting in for half the price they're getting in now. It's not going to become a working man's game again. If you want to go and watch your team away, you've got to fly out to Barcelona or Madrid. So yeah, off your pop, and let's let the bottom fall out of football in this country, because for long before this happened, money has been the root of all evil in the sport. Let it bottom out, and let's go back to paying players a sensible wage and asking fans to pay a sensible price to go and watch it.
Yeah. Yep. No, I
Off they go.
agree with the
Beautiful.
sentiment.
Beautiful.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah. I mean, what would you suggest that happens then? Because if it was my club, yeah. So
Yeah.
if it was Bournemouth, and I kind of think it's controversial. I mean, we've got a Russian owner who's brought in money, and without that, we wouldn't be where we are. So I'm aware of the kind of hypocrisy of me saying, and having issues with the Super League, and saying that money is an issue. But if you're a fan of one of those clubs, what would you do? I mean, I'm heartbroken for them because even if it doesn't go ahead, their owners have all signed up to, not just for this is a nice idea. They've signed up to it and all done their synchronized press releases. They've signed up to this and have at that point said, you know what, we're not going to consult the fans. We're just going to do it. And the fans will have to like it or lump it. What would you do if you're, say, a Liverpool fan who supported them for 40 years? What do you do, Ant?
Go and find a second team, don't you? Go and support one of your local teams. We're quite lucky here. We've got some good non-league teams. We actually went and saw our local team last season, didn't we, Phil?
Yeah,
before lockdown Mark II, we went to see Poole Town, and then I was, actually pleasantly surprised by the quality. Maybe, more fans will look to do that, but the trouble with these massive billionaire owners is, they don't care, do they? They don't care about the fans in this country, and all this criticism that's heading their way, they probably knew it was coming. And let's face it, it's been in the pipeline for years, isn't it? This was first muted, I think, back in 2017, 2018, something around there. It's not going to go away, is it? And if it doesn't even happen now or this time, it feels like it's going to happen eventually. But it's just sickening, yeah. And and I hope maybe with Man United they support the other club that was formed after the Glazers came in. Maybe just more will go and support those. I don't know. I if it was Bournemouth, and I don't think it ever would be, as much as they're your club when something like this happens. But the trouble is, of course, these owners are throwing. I don't know if you boys saw the interview with Jurgen Klopp last night after the Leeds game. He was clearly wanting to say a few things about it. And did, but couldn't say everything that he felt about it. And these owners are throwing the players and the managers and everybody else under the bus with this.
So I kind of think that if Klopp, I would love. I mean, I really like Liverpool. I love their fans. I mean, when we went up to watch Bournemouth there, it felt like we were visiting history. This is a huge club, great loyal fans. Huge, lovely stadium and all that. Klopp is a people's manager. I would love it if he said, you know what, I quit. You know what, you've gone above my head and done this. I'm not interested in it. See you later. I would love it, but obviously, there's repercussions to that, and it's not my job. But yeah, I'd love it if one of the managers or one of the players came out and did something like that. It'd be great.
I mean, if you're a fan of Man United and you're thinking for a second, oh, this would be exciting, go and look at what the cheapest price is for an NBA ticket at, say, the New York Knicks. Average sale price of a ticket at the New York Knicks is $200.
Nuts.
And that's to watch a league that is uncompetitive and has no relegation or promotion.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? That's the model we're going towards.
Well, we're all kind of in agreement. It's a bit sucky, and we'll have to kind of watch this space. The other big news this week is, surprise, Jose Mourinho hasn't worked at Spurs. So
who knew?
And now you're gonna believe us. They're gonna win the league. They're gonna win the league.
Out of all Mike's predictions before the season started, that's probably the best. I think.
Yeah.
Probably the best.
Not gone so well.
I think it's possibly not unexpected. I think the only thing that is a little bit of a surprise is the timing of it, isn't it? Just a few days before a cup final, especially with his record with cup finals. There is rumours, isn't there, whether I've got to take these with a big pinch of salt, I would suggest, but rumours that it was all to do with the Super League and he refused to let the players out for training and all this stuff relating to that. But Spurs have been ropey for a while, haven't they, boys? This has been on the cards for weeks, potentially even months, really.
Just the timing is really odd, unless you've got somebody to come in, like that you've got lined up, that you want to come in and take a look at the squad in the last few games of the season and assess who they want to try and ship out and who they want, what the gaps are. It strikes me there must be more to it than that, because you don't sack Jose Mourinho and replace him with 29-year-old, no managerial experience whatsoever, Ryan Mason, ahead of your first cup final in a decade?
Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
that doesn't make any sense.
I wonder
Doesn't make
whether
any
he
sense.
was on some sort of trophy bonus or, but I mean, still you're paying him off whatever. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
that doesn't tally.
But I'm actually I'd love Ryan Mason to do well and keep the job. I think his story, would be an incredible one to what he's been through and that fractured skull and having to, quit the game. I would love him to do well. He seems like he's been a good pundit when I've seen him. I think he'd be a really exciting talent to come in. So I hope he does well.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of when no one's going to really expect anything from him, are they? So if he does well, brilliant, and if he doesn't, there'll be a big name or supposed big name around the corner for Spurs lined up. I would have thought anyway. So,
but even it just seems a strange one. Even you've got Ledley King there, who's been part of the coaching staff, and it's the one member of the coaching staff they've kept on, and they've not given it to him, which is weird.
Agreed.
But hey, there you go.
Watch this space.
Right. Before we talk about next week's game week, have we got some games to play?
Yeah, we got the punts last week. Ant, how'd you get on?
Well, I mean, punt seems like a dirty word when it comes to me now at the moment. So,
it sounds like a dirty word.
It certainly does, my friend. Well, my punt did come in. I had Edison Cavani, who scored in the last minute against Burnley the weekend. But not that will mean for much, as I'm sure as punishment, I will have Mr. Keane set as captain this week at least. But who did you boys have?
Mike?
I had, as ever, somebody that didn't do a great deal. And I have forgotten. I've forgotten already. I did look at it before we went to recording. Who was it?
I don't know, but I don't.
Podence, Daniel.
Oh, thank you. Yes, Podence. Yeah, he got a yellow card.
Brilliant.
That was about all he collected on the night, unfortunately.
And I also can't remember my punt, but I do think that they've already played and did nothing. And if that isn't true, then it's my own fault for not remembering.
Yeah.
So Ant, you get to lead the game. We've got two quick quizzes this week. Ant is going to do his every second mounts, which comes back. So it's me versus Mike to see who else gets their captain pick this week. And then I'm going to trial something afterwards, which should be good. Should be good too. So, Ant, do you want to lead in with your every second mounts?
It's noted, lads. It's noted that we're finding any competition we possibly can to replace the one that I've dominated for the last 2 weeks.
Mike is feeling unbelievably bitter today, people.
It's fine. It's fine.
And who can blame him? Who can blame him? So, boys, but thought we'd bring every second mounts back this week. It has been a while. So the first one I'm going to go for this week, and I'll let Mike say his number first, is I'm looking for Aston Villa players who've scored 50 or more points so far this season, and there is 13 of them.
Okay, I'll go 8.
Oh, he's going strong.
That is
anything bigger than 6, as we know, is a risk.
He's going 8. Okay. 50 or more points.
50 or more points, Aston Villa. And there is a maximum of 13 here.
Okay. Well, I'm up to 6 with little thought. So I'm going to go 9.
Okay.
I will... go 10.
Yay.
He's gone big, people. He's gone big.
Okay, you can have it.
Go on. Risk 11.
Nah.
Mike could be distracted by his delicious sandwich. You never know.
No, you can do it, Mike. But by all means, why don't you look at the camera and get away from your computer screen?
I actually don't.
I'm actually working off 2 screens. So if I look at the camera, there's a screen there as well.
That's disappointing.
Just so happens you're on this screen.
Well, why don't you stop looking at I'm
looking at only you guys. Don't worry.
Okay.
Here we go. So I've got to find 10.
Yeah, I'll keep count.
To find 10 Villa players with 50 or more points.
All right, let's work from the back then. Martinez.
Correct.
At the back, we've got Consecraving.
Yeah, indeed.
Target.
Target is on there. Yep.
Cash,
Yep.
Mings.
Yep.
That feels like the back line sorted. I'm going to get
This
10,
is
haven't I?
Plowing through this, people.
Let's move into midfield. We can always come back. Grealish,
Yeah. He is third on the list with 129.
McGinn,
Oh, yeah. He's got 92 points.
Trezeguet.
Oh, now
is
he is the lowest on this list with 56. That's a great shout,
Thank you.
especially as he's
that is
injured.
massive.
How many are we up to, Phil?
He needs 2 more.
Two more.
This is bread and butter for him,
Ollie Watkins.
obviously.
Yep, second with 135. One more to find.
Right. This is where it gets a bit tricky. Got to find one more. I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm just going to speak out loud. I don't want any
disappointing.
responses.
I've got 2 more.
I'm
It's
thinking.
really annoying.
I'm thinking Barkley. I'm thinking Traore. Who else have they had at the back? It's going to be one of those two. That's all I can think of. I think I'm going to go for Barkley.
I would say I wouldn't have had him, but it may be.
Correct. 63 points. Well done, Mike.
Excellent.
So, yeah, the
Thank
full
you.
list for that was Martinez, Watkins, Grealish, Target, Mings, Konsa, Traore, McGinn, Cash, El Ghazi was one you missed, Barkley, Douglas Luiz, and Trezeguet. All had more than 50 points this season. So, Phil,
Well.
That is.
So
It feels like justice has been done.
indeed.
If real
indeed.
justice was being done, I'd pick both your captains this week.
Well, I'm going to have Keane. So, you know.
No, Anthony. Yours is set in stone, so don't try and wangle it that Mike can now choose mine.
So, boys, do we want to do a best of 3? So, if Phil
Yeah,
wins
that's a
his
good
next
idea.
one, then
Sorry, what?
idea.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was thinking
Yeah?
we were doing that anyway,
I-
weren't we?
Oh, well, I thought
no.
so. I mean, I had prepared 3. So,
Yeah, that's. Yep. Next.
Are
Move
you-
on. Next.
Heck.
I tell you, and if I lose this one, it's best of 5. All right.
This is ridiculous.
do you want to do another
Yeah.
one? or not,
No.
boys?
It's what the listeners would like.
Okay,
I don't.
boys. Okay, come on, Mike. I still think you'll win this one, Mike, as well. So I'm looking
I
for
really hope this is linked to breakfast cereals. Otherwise, I'm out. I'm gonna lose.
No, it's definitely FPL related, boys. So it's assists by strikers this season, and there are 12. And let me just double check because I'm not very good at counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 strikers who've got 5 or more assists this season. Who, Phil, Mike got to go first last time. How many are you going to name out the 12?
5 or more.
5 or more assists for the strikers.
5.
Okay. Mike, can you beat it?
6.
Oh. You need this, Phil, to avoid having your captain picked. To play a
7.
decider.
How many out of 12?
12.
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can have that, mate. Over to you.
Here we go then, Phil.
So strikers on the game.
Strikers in FBL this season who have 5 or more assists.
Okay, Kane.
Correct.
My old mate Paddy B.
Of course, he's third in the list on 10.
Yeah.
Just the
How many do I need?
7. Just the 5 more to go, mate. Come on.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yes. He's got 6.
Ollie Watkins.
Oh dear. Well, you'll be pleased to know, Mike, we do not need a decider.
Justice
You, my
has been
friend,
served.
have one. Yeah. No, I'm afraid, Phil. Ollie Watkins was a
How many assists has Ollie Watkins got?
I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute, but I will quickly run through the list. It is Harry Kane on.
Whoa! No, hang on. I've just checked. Ollie Watkins has got 6 assists.
Oh, my apologies. I missed him on the list. We
Oh,
play
for
on, boys. We
crying out
play
loud.
on.
This is
I told you I
This is
can't read.
outrageous.
Kane,
This is outrageous.
Kane. Oh, I must be going blind, boys. Sorry. Carry on. You've got 4.
Going.
Carry on.
Unbelievable.
As you were.
Utterly
Sorry, as you
unbelievable.
said that about the list, did you give it a wink to Ant?
No.
No. Okay.
It might
How
have been
many
a
more do I need to find?
kid. 3.
3?
You've got
Oh.
4.
Oh, I was so excited briefly.
Confused. I didn't see Ollie Watkins. He sat right there.
I'm going to have to take some punts.
Okay.
Firmino.
Yes. Great punt. 2 more to go.
Oh gosh, I'm a bit nervous if I'm honest, because I really don't want to lose this now. Richarlison.
Yes. With 5.
Oh my goodness.
1 more player to find, and we have a decider.
I've got two in mind that play for the same team.
There's already steam coming out of Mike's ears.
Adams or Ings, Adams or Ings, Adams or Ings. Che Adams.
We have ourselves a winner. Che Adams is on the list with 6. I don't know where you got Che Adams from. That was a ridiculous show.
I'm just going through teams and trying to think who plays up front. There's not many strikers, is there?
No, so the full list with 5 or more was Kane, Vardy, Bamford,
Oh, Vardy.
Werner is 4th. He's got 9. Martial, Watkins, Calvert-Lewin, Firmino, Callum Wilson, Che Adams, Richarlison, and Antonio. So there you go. Mike is absolutely livid.
Decider. Let's do this.
Right, boys.
Sorry, guys. Bear with me.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Hi. Oh, hi, Sepp Blatter. Yeah, of course, come back. All is forgiven. Unbelievable.
Well, Mike, you do get to go first dabs on this one. This is quite a tough one to finish here, boys. So I'm looking for midfielders. There's 13 of them here who have played more than 2,500 minutes so far this season.
What?
Yep. So the highest has played 2,880, which is 32 games. So you're looking for midfielders basically who have played every game or nearly every game, and there is 13 of them.
I'll go 3.
Oh, I don't like the sound of this at all. So they've got to have played how many minutes?
At least 2,500. 2,500 or more, and there's 13.
Well, I know 3 because I think we had a question similar to this before. Assuming they're still playing. 4.
Take it. Take it.
Okay, Suchek.
Yes, he has had the maximum 2,880.
The other. Oh no, because he's injured now, and I don't know how long he's been injured for. I'll go with it because we've got to be fast. Declan Rice.
Yep, 2,610. Just the 2 more to find.
Ward-Prowse.
Correct. 4th on the list with 2,010.
Oh my!
1 more.
Midfielders. So
midfielders.
Bruno Fernandes.
Correct. He is 5th on the list with 2,700. I'm telling you now, Mike knew those. He downed tools. He is protesting.
Good old best of 3. Best of 3.
Højbjerg was top.
Really?
Joint with Suchek, yeah. Just behind him was Westwood of Burnley, Ward-Prowse, Fernandes, Tielemans,
McGinn,
McGinn,
that was one.
Yeah, Rice, Rashford, McNeil, Son, Neto, Salah, and Wijnaldum was the shock one on that list for me. Well, so there you go, boys.
Like the gentleman over in Russia, my crisps, I'm putting this one side. My sandwiches, I'm putting this one side. I'm going on hunger strike. Livid. Livid.
Maybe it'll cheer you up to play a quick round of my new game.
Oh gosh.
Sure. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work.
Well, this is there'll be a theme tune. This is Getting to Know You.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
You're smiling already. You're smiling already.
A little bit of musicale. Yeah,
and
go on.
And it will usually be players, but I thought it'd be nice to do it with Sam Allardyce. So right. I will release some statements about Sam Allardyce, and you can fill in the blanks. And the person who gets the most correct wins. It's very simple. So this is just a practice round. This doesn't count for anything this week. but pride. And it feels like, Mike, you could do with some pride. So, in 2006,
Don't make it worse.
Sam Allardyce flew to Las Vegas to watch.
So where?
Who?
Sorry, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
There we go.
That's
Uh,
big ass.
To watch who sing? Who did he go to see, boys? Have a wild guess.
Mike, after you.
In 2006,
Yeah.
Celine Dion.
What? How did you know that?
'Cause she did a big Las Vegas gig.
Love that.
Oh, I mean, you must be googling this.
I'm not googling it.
I was going to say Beyonce.
Wow. Okay.
Not in 2006, mate. She was in her prime then.
Mike is
Yeah,
1-0 up. Mike is 1-0
Okay.
up. This is astonishing. Okay. Other than Big Sam, he's only had one other nickname. And what was it? Anthony, you can go first.
The Beast from the East. I have absolutely no idea.
Incorrect. Mike.
Can't say the one I was going to say.
Why?
I'll tell you off air. It was a good one. I'll text you it.
Okay.
Pam Allardyce. Did he used to like do a bit of transvestite?
Dress as a
on the
woman?
side?
Possibly. No, incorrect. This one was simple. It was just Ali. Ali.
Oh, okay. Wow, lovely. Okay.
The scariest forward Sam Allardyce ever played against. Scariest forward in his day. Who's scary and still scary now? That's a big hint. Mike, you go first.
When did Sam Allardyce play?
Frank Stapleton.
Incorrect.
Um,
In the 80s, he played, really.
Oh, I know now.
I haven't got a clue, boys. I haven't got a clue. Go on, Mike.
So
I'm confident. John Fashanu. Auga!
Oh, I missed Fashion News Football Challenge. On Bravo.
Fascist Football Challenge. That was amazing. No, it was actually, of course, Bournemouth's Joe Jordan.
Oh.
yeah.
Joe
Okay.
Jordan.
Which, bear in mind, have a think about this.
How
Which
many
of
of
his-
these have you got, by the way?
Yeah,
There's only
we nearly
six
finished?
questions. There's only 6 questions.
Okay.
Which of his former players did he find had the most bizarre dress sense? Have a think about who he's managed.
I've got one.
Go
JJ
on, Ed.
Kocher.
Oh, you're good, but you're not right.
Hmm.
Ivan Campo.
Incorrect.
Good
You both went the correct club. It was El Hadj Diouf.
Oh, well,
Hit-
good.
Okay. Sam Allardyce's best mate in football is
Sammy Lee.
incorrect.
That's a good shout there, Ant. I would have probably gone for that.
Thanks.
It's not Arsene Wenger. Let me think. Best mate in football. I'll just keep saying John Fashanu until it's right.
Incorrect. It is Steve Bruce. Who knew?
Oh, that's
Right,
nice.
Wow. Okay. good.
Okay, and there's 2 answers here. So a point for either. If Sam Allardyce was an animal, what would he be? This is what he has said, not what I'm
Oh.
assuming.
He'd be a lion.
Okay, that's your. So one is land and one is sea. So you can give me your 2 answers, Mike.
All right, a whale and a beach whale. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, of course. I will go for a lion and a shark.
Okay, Anthony.
A giraffe. And
For what reason?
he wants to be tall. And a piranha.
Incorrect. It was a dolphin and a lion. Well done, Mike. You get a point.
Oh.
So Mike wins the quiz.
Oh, that's right. So I win the quiz. It
Oh,
counts for
I
nothing.
better have my captain point.
There's your pride, Mike. There's your pride.
Oh, a good lion pun.
Oh yeah,
Well
very,
done. Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, so listener questions. Then people will be very happy that we've moved away from games. Listener questions. Do we now boycott all top 6 players from our teams after the Super League announcement? I mean, that'd be a bit knee-jerk, perhaps, but what are your views, Mike?
Well, I did wonder when there were threats being made about teams being kicked out of the leagues and expelled. But I think the reality is, for the integrity, I know we don't really do much of that these days in
Here we go.
anywhere. But for integrity, I think you have to play the season out so that everyone's played against the same teams. And so, yeah, there'd be no reason with that in mind to pull folk out unless you can do it on principle, which seems a bit bonkers.
As you know, me and Ant have no principle apparently.
None whatsoever, boys. So yeah, let's do it. Let's just take them all out. Yeah, I would say you're going to leave yourself a little bit short if you do.
Yeah, agreed. Ant can't take them out because they're still in my team, and he'll wait for me to take them out and then copy.
Oh, I'm going to have to start calling you two the Bitter Brothers. Dear oh dear.
Oh, the phone is ringing. Okay.
Sorry, that's
It's Sepp, isn't it?
It's
He's bringing it back.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Another question. Are Spurs assets now more appealing because Jose has been sacked? And
Well, possibly after this week, we've got the old gap in the fixtures here, haven't we, for Spurs this week? But potentially after game week 33, yes. I guess I think for me a lot of it depends on whether they win the cup final or not. And if Ryan Mason gives them that new manager bounce, it quite often happens, doesn't it? I mean, we'd spoken only last week, haven't we, saying that really, apart from Harry Kane, you're probably not going to have too many assets from Spurs at the moment. But who knows? We'll soon see if Jose had lost the dressing room. I think soon, won't we, with their results? But I think it'd be one to keep an eye on.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm trying to think of players that he throws out. Dele Alli comes straight to mind. He might be worth if you're looking for a differential. The game weeks are fairly kind. The last game they play is away at Leicester, which could be a big one for Leicester in terms of top 4 qualification. But who cares about top 4 anymore? The teams that prior to that they're playing are Sheffield United, Leeds, Wolves, and Aston Villa. So that's a nice little run of games. So yeah, I mean, if Ali gets a run out in the cup final or in the game against Southampton this week, he might be one I'd be looking at.
likewise, Bale. If Bale, comes in from the cold again, then I can see that working. And I think a few of those players would have played with Mason. Certainly, I can think of
They'll
4 or
probably
5.
want to play for him. I would imagine he'll probably be respected at the club, and yeah, well, we'll soon see, won't we?
Yeah,
Watch this
but
space.
certainly Bale and Ali suddenly come back into contention. So maybe
the Bale got that anyway.
It's very strange. Yeah, I mean, maybe my prediction from the start of the season that Dele Alli this is his year may just come true at the end. Thank you for that documentary, Amazon Prime. Stitched up my game week 1. Okay. Is there a case to have any Man City assets in your team? And you've asked that question, so why are you asking it?
Well, I mean, as we know, I had players like Gundogan and Stones. I think we all did at one point, but they're just not playing in the Premier League really much at the moment, are they? Even didn't play in the cup games. I'm just wondering, boys. I mean, you guys have taken out City and gone back to Liverpool, haven't you? Both of you got TAA, haven't you, and Salah?
Yep.
And I just can't see any reason. There is not really too many cemented on players, is there? Maybe Mahrez, but again, he's in and out of the team. I mean, I've dropped all my City assets now, so I can't see a reason.
I mean, I'd imagine you'll have Mahrez in next week because he's in my team. But
better.
Oh, it'd be boring if I copied 3 players straight in. Anyway, I've got Mahrez, and I brought him in on the wild card and said that I will play him every week. If he doesn't play, and I'll make sure I've got someone on the bench, like Matty Loughton, to come in, which this week seems to be something that is going to happen. So yeah, I would just stick with Mahrez, no one else, because if he does play, he can get a lot of points. Sterling, what's happening to Sterling this season? He's hardly. I think he started 2 in the last 8.
He was dreadful in the cup semi-final at the weekend. He lost the ball every time he had it, and yeah, he's not in good form, is he? So not one that you would be looking to have in your team at the moment, I would suggest.
He's what I would call a kick and run merchant. And it's not a dig at him because he can run faster than me and probably kick it further too. But I think he's kind of got left behind by the technical players like Foden and Mahrez.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, mate. Cool. Now let's have a quick look at the fixtures then. We've got like we say, there's lots of teams not playing, so it could make things interesting. The fixtures start on Friday night. Arsenal at home to Michael Keane's Everton then.
Clean sheet and a goal for Michael Keane coming up here, boys.
And
And then the steam really will be coming out of Mike's ears.
Yes, indeed.
Mike, are you thinking of getting rid of Odegaard? He's not. I mean, since you brought him in, you've started him twice. He's not played twice. You're getting -3 off your bench this week because of him.
Yeah, I've moved him out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've made 3 changes this week. So I've brought Traore in for Odegaard, off the back of an assist, or was it a goal even? Last game week. Maybe he might be having his little flurry of excitement as he seems to have every season.
Traore for Wolves.
Traore for Wolves, yeah. I mean, we've talked about their fixtures before, but Burnley, West Brom, and Brighton are the next 3. So, yeah, I just thought at 6 million he represented good value. I've bought Castagna in at the back for Cresswell. In fact, I've just made the two because Dawson, I'm thinking about moving out, but at the moment he can sit there at 4.5 million. Set, not now. Yeah, those are the 2 changes I've made so far. So yeah, Odegaard is out.
It's a record week if you just make 2.
That is.
Could be, lads. Could be.
Okay, cool. So then we're moving on to Saturday. We've got 3 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday, and a Monday night game. Saturday, it starts with everyone. They will always show replays of Collymore scoring. It's Liverpool, Newcastle at 12:30. Liverpool looked they still looked jaded last night. It didn't start Salah. I assume they were resting him. The game's coming thick and fast. I'm hoping that because he got rested, he'll now start. Jota hasn't done much, has he? Loads of people bought in Jota, and I don't believe he did anything last night either. So yeah, you Callum Wilson's back. You tempted, Mike? I'm not trying to tempt you into another change after a record week.
Yeah, no, I don't need. Oh no, I did make another change actually. Sorry, I bought Watkins in for Kane. Controversial.
Well, I suppose he's injured, so
exactly. Yeah. I. What's the question?
You tempted with Callum Wilson.
Oh yeah. Well, look, a resurgent and refreshed Newcastle. That much we've seen, and they'll have been well rested this week as well. Whilst Liverpool have had to play more recently. It wouldn't amaze me if Newcastle went and got something, but I'm not sure I'd have Callum Wilson in. No.
Okay.
So Maximin maybe.
Yeah, he's looking good, isn't he? Two straight wins for Newcastle. They look like they're in a world of trouble. They did look like they were going to drop at one point, but they're well and truly safe, which might actually be a good thing for some of their assets. They may well relax now. Quite often the way, isn't it, when a team nearer the end of the season has nothing to play for, you see they suddenly start getting some results with them when they're playing with more freedom. So, but Liverpool, although they did look a bit jaded last night, these are some big games for them coming up now. They're still 2 points behind West Ham level games. They need to be winning these games. They need to end this Anfield hoodoo, and which I know they did with the win against Villa last time out. But I'd be potentially tempted with some of the Liverpool assets that were coming back in there now. I would still expect them to win this game. Put it that way.
I assume you're going to bring in someone else to cover off my team, Trent, Salah.
I'll probably bring in Trent and Salah this week. Yeah,
brilliant, perfect. Okay, next is a huge game. Who knew this at the start of the season when the fixtures were being sorted? A Champions League 6-pointer. West Ham at home to Chelsea.
Yeah, good game this week.
There'll be goals. There'll be goals. There always seems to be with West Ham at the moment. I think Chelsea snatched that. I think their defence is a bit ravaged, isn't it? No Cresswell, no Dawson. As I know to my own cost. So yeah, and they're starting to really fire now, Chelsea, I think. So I think West Ham that result against Newcastle probably means they just miss out. You would have had to have, I think, been banking on them to get 3 points there. So
I think it's gonna be a tight game, isn't it? Yeah, I think two on Chelsea for me, and I'm hoping Mason Mount's in the points again.
Both to score.
Yeah, I've got triple Chelsea still. If James doesn't start tonight, then he's gone, and he'll be my transfer out this week. But I've still got triple Chelsea, so I'm kind of a bit stuck. Might have to start taking some hits this week if Kane is injured, and James isn't playing. That brings in Burnley players from my bench, which no one really wants that, do they? Okay, so So after that big game, you've got Sheffield United, Brighton at 8 o'clock Saturday.
Turgid game, that one, isn't it? Poor
yeah.
Sheffield United already gone.
I wonder whether that'll
Who needs a European Super League?
Yeah, when you got Sheffield United and Brighton every week, yeah, who knew? Yeah, not a game I would suggest would be the most entertaining of games here, boys. Brighton 6 points above, played 2 less games than Fulham. They're safe, aren't they?
Yeah.
As well. So just a nothingness game, really, boys. This one.
Can you think of a game you'd want to watch less in the Premier League this season?
Yes, because on Sunday at 12 o'clock, Wolves at home to Burnley.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, touche.
I would say they're equally as bad, aren't they? Yeah. Not glamorized either of these ones, boys.
Although, I mean, you wouldn't want to be Traore starting that game against Burnley. They're going to be doing keep-ups with him.
Yeah, they're going to kick him and kick him hard.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a big boy, though. I think he'll be all right. But Burnley look well off it. If anyone's going to get caught now, it'll be West Brom catching Burnley.
Yeah. 3 straight defeats for Burnley. 3 straight defeats.
West Brom look the most lively, and of the teams above, Burnley look the most off it. So I think if you're looking at one team that could just drop into it, it'll be Burnley. But I think at the expense of West Brom.
Well, Burnley have Wolves away, then West Ham at home, and then they got a big game in a couple of weeks away at Fulham. So they got some tough games, and then they finish with Leeds home, Liverpool home, Sheffield United away. So they got some tricky games in there. So certainly, if they lose on Sunday and Fulham can pick up a victory, they may well be looking over their shoulders. I'd love them to go down. I really would.
Leeds, you then got at home to Man United at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Leeds again held their own so well yesterday against Liverpool after beating City. This run of 3 games, which I got Bamford out for. I still wanted him to score when he hit the bar last night. I think, I think they can get at United.
Yeah, agreed.
The football they play is incredibly good to watch.
Fernandes again is not firing, is he? Again at the weekend, 3 goals for Manchester United. He wasn't involved in any of them, so he's being kept really quiet. But he's still playing every week. But yeah, Leeds comfortably now, aren't they, inside the top 10? And I think this could be a high-scoring draw. This one, something like 2-2.
That Super League, would you prefer to watch Leeds or Arsenal?
I'd prefer to watch anyone but Arsenal.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. So, is it time to get your Leeds assets back in if you did what I did and ship them out for these 3 games? I mean, I'm not afraid of Leeds playing anyone now.
Well, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I actually kept faith with Paddy B, mate. Just saying, you say I copied you, but some of us kept faith with your favourite. Some of us didn't ship him out and then give him some ropey poem.
Ropey poem? Oh, this is outrageous. I mean, when it was played,
the gloves are off now, boys. The gloves are off.
Clearly. Well, you're going down, my friend. You are going down. I can't wait. You've still got to go to Middlesbrough and get something, mate. I would love it if I beat you. Absolutely love it.
The most annoying thing about all of this is that you've shaved your tash off, which I was really looking forward to seeing again. But there you go.
I had the in-laws round today. I thought I'd better shave.
That's a shame.
Yeah. And also, it was driving me nuts because I could see it in my peripheral vision.
And it's stored food, I would imagine.
Yeah, which is a good thing. I mean, our squirrels, they store food all the time. On Sunday evening, we got Aston Villa, West Brom in a Midlands derby. West Brom need to win again.
Still too much for them to do. They won the last 2, but I still think Villa will win this game. West Brom have got too much to do.
Okay.
Ollie Watkins, possible captain this week.
Well,
for those who can pick their captain, of course.
Like me. It's good. I've got Martinez, who needs to do something. Sam Johnston, by the way, has been picking up points left, right, and centre. Yeah. And I only know that because my wife's got him on her bench, and every week seems to be very upset about the situation. And finally, Monday night, 8 o'clock, Leicester at home to Palace. Mike, you've gone big on Leicester. I've got Iheanacho. Ant's copied me. Got Iheanacho.
Yeah, I've got triple Leicester, Iheanacho, Vardy, and Pereira. So hopeful there.
Vardy, do you know what the invoice number is, Mike?
The invoice number. I'm not clear. Not clear on the invoice number.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, when you do get that invoice for Vardy, let us know. He's got to come good at some point. hasn't he? He's got to. Absolutely. He
You
can't
would
keep
think so,
not
wouldn't you?
scoring. Yeah.
He's still high in the scoring charts though. When you look at FPL, like it feels like he's not done a lot. But when you actually look at the various stats, when I was looking at earlier to get every second mounts ready, he's actually still really high in the list, and it's pretty surprising to be honest, because it feels like by his standards he's been very quiet.
He's got some assists, as we found out.
No, indeed, yeah, third on that list.
Okay, right. Well, let's talk quickly then. Our punts. Pick a punt. Who are you going for this week? So, this is any player with under 2% ownership. Please do get involved by sending your punt into @FPL Threesome Pod on Twitter. It's good fun, and then you could be picking Ant's captain again next week. I will go first. I've got Sigurdsson. Anthony, who you got?
I've got Paul Pogba.
Lovely old job, Mike.
Oh, Pogba. I'll have Callum Robinson from West Brom, please.
Okay. Okay, cool. So Pogba, Robinson, and whoever I said, I've already forgot. Sigurdsson. Okay.
Why are we so bad at remembering punts?
Oh dear. Sorry.
Old age.
So it just leaves us to bid the all farewell. Have a great week and enjoy the rest of this game week. I hope it brings Chelsea clean sheets aplenty.
I've got a song to play out on if you want.
Well,
Please do.
Gonna take that. This one goes out to Ant and Phil.
oh, I don't recognise the intro.
What you like? Do what you like. Woo. Sugar sweet. If only they all knew. Do what you like. Do what you like.
Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for
Bye-bye.
listening, watching. Please do share, like, review,
We're on Twitter and
etc.
stuff.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good
Goodbye
week.
now.
Bye.
Bye bye now.
All right. That's fine. I just thought I'd give you a warning.